Camaradas, no passado dia 26 de abril, a Euromil, Organização Europeia de Associações e Sindicatos Militares, reuniu em Lisboa para a sua 129ª Assembleia Geral. A Associação Nacional de Sargentos, enquanto membro efetivo dessa organização, esteve presente e aproveitou a ocasião para registar em vídeo várias realidades do associativismo e do sindicalismo militar por essa Europa fora. O que agora vos mostramos é o resultado desse trabalho e espelha de forma clara o caminho que ainda temos de percorrer para que se consigam direitos iguais numa Europa que se afirma em união. O acesso direto às várias entrevistas estará em destaque na descrição deste vídeo.
Please identify you and your organization and country.
I'm Captain George Gardanas. I am serving in the Greek army. Currently, I'm serving at the Ministry of National Defense, and I am board member of my National Trade Union Federation and board member of Euromil.
Okay, so your organization is a trade union.
Yes, we're a National Trade Union Federation.
Does your organization have the right of social dialogue and collective bargaining capacity with bonds?
We have the right of social dialogue. We participate in committees when a new draft bill comes from the Ministry of National Defense or other ministries in Greece that we have competence on them, but we are not collective bargaining. We do not decide with the ministry for new bills. We just participate in negotiations, lobbying, and social dialogue.
Okay. Do you have legal representation of your members?
Yes, we have legal representation for members.
Do you have the right to strike?
No, we don't have the right to strike.
Okay. Your organization dialogues happens with whom? The Ministry of Defense only or in other forums?
We participate in negotiations with every stakeholder, with the Ministry of National Defense, with the General Staffs, Navy, Army, Air Force, and also with other ministries or other competent bodies that have to do with the military life and military profession.
Okay. In a scheduled way, on your call, or invitation from them?
Both in a scheduled way, invitation for them, and our call, of course, when needed.
Okay, George. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Please identify you and your organization and country.
My name is Germán Gómez Martínez, and I am the organization secretary of AUGC, the Asociación Unificada de Guardias Civiles from Spain.
Okay. What is the type of your organization? Association or trade union?
It's an association. It's a professional association.
Does your organization have the right to social dialogue and collective bargaining capacity with bonds?
No. This is what we are fighting for, to achieve this right.
Okay. Do you have the capacity of legal representation of your members?
Yeah, we are in an intermediate status, because we have, as a professional association, we have been recognized by the government. And we have a collegiate body, which is the Guardia Civil Council, in where through an elections, all the civil guards, they elect their representatives in front of the administration.
And you can represent your members in court?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have the right to demonstrate or to strike?
Yeah, sure.
We have the right to strike?
No. We have the right to demonstrate, which we achieved through a court decision in 2017. This was an achievement from AUGC, but we don't have the right to strike.
Okay. Your organization dialogue happens with whom?
We have dialogue with, as I told you, in the Civil War Council, where we can speak about matters of personal matters or others, some kind of matter, but we cannot speak about things related to the service, So normally a lot of time the administration use this as an excuse for not to talk about the thing that we want.
And you have this dialogue in a scheduled way, or?
Yeah. We have the plenary session of the council, we have every 3 months there's a meeting. But you know, in Spain, in this dialogue we had, there has been an involution last year because we are going backward. You know, some years ago we could spoke a lot of more things in the council, but the last year and also the last year, it has been a lot of, you know, you cannot speak about this, you cannot speak about that.
Okay. So, but you can, in your call, you can talk with the authorities that this council, you can talk to them by your call. You can ask to be received and to explain your
Yeah,
problems.
yes.
Or is just this normal meeting between every 3 months?
The administration, part of the administration, you know, the generals, you know, the martial part of the civil war. The intention will be that we only speak in the council, but we spoke, we use our tools, and we spoke with politicians, with you know, with in every place that we can speak about our claims, and we are using this way.
Okay. So, thank you. That's
Okay.
just it. Please identify you and your organization and countries.
I'm a strategic advisor to the Belgian military union ACMP.
Okay. What is the type of your organization? Association or trade union?
It's a trade union, and its rights are enshrined in the Belgian law.
Okay. Does your organization have the right of social dialogue and collective bargaining capacity with bonds?
Absolutely. It's a law that describes all our rights, including the right to social dialogue with political as well as military representatives.
Okay. Do you have also legal representation of your members in court?
Of course, we do. We have lawyers that can represent our members in court.
Okay. And we have the right to strike?
There's no right to strike for Belgian military in our country, but we can demonstrate. We can, for instance, take 1 day leave and go on the streets to demonstrate for our rights.
Okay. Does your organization dialogue happens with whom?
With the Minister of Defense or the representatives of the Minister of Defense. Those can be either civilian or military, that is generals and admirals.
Okay. In a scheduled way or?
We have a meeting almost every Friday. It's really scheduled. But we also can bring to the table our own ideas or our own proposals in a non-scheduled way.
Okay, so it can be on your call or on the Ministry of Defense
absolutely, both parties, trade unions as well as the authorities, can propose and ideas or ask for changes to the agenda or come up with something.
Okay, thank you, Roger.
You're most welcome.
Por favor, identifica-te e qual é a tua organização e de que país?
Pois eu sou o Samuel Rebalo da Fonseca e a nossa organização é o SPAL, é o Sindicato Profissional da Tropa Luxemburguesa e nós somos de Luxemburgo.
Que tipo de associação é que são? São um sindicato ou uma associação militar?
É um bocadinho mais complicado, somos um sindicato e uma associação, somos as duas coisas juntas. É um bocadinho diferente.
A tua organização tem direito ao diálogo social, a negociar coletivamente, tem essa capacidade com vínculo, ou seja, aquilo que vocês negociam realmente acontece?
Sim, nós temos todos estes direitos para ter um diálogo social e também para ser representado quando há novas leis.
Essa era uma pergunta que eu ia fazer. Vocês podem, em tribunal, representar legalmente os vossos associados?
Sim.
Pronto, ok. Têm direito à manifestação e direito à greve?
Não, só a manifestação, a greve não.
Ok. Com quem é que vocês, quando dialogam, com quem é que dialogam?
É sempre, começa sempre de baixo para cima, quer dizer, normalmente é com o comandante das forças, depois é com o general ou com o chief of staff, e se é mais complicado, como as leis, basicamente é o MOD, que é o Minister of Defense.
É de uma maneira regular que têm essas conversas ou é quando é necessário, quando vocês chamam?
É
ou
quando é
eles-
necessário. É quando é necessário e não vou dizer que vai ser sempre uma vez por ano ou 2 vezes por ano, como mais o Minister of Defense, mas é quando ele pede ou nós pedimos.
Ok. Muito obrigado, Samuel.
Muito obrigado também.
Yeah, I think it's important that we are supporting each country or each organization for each country in the situation this country is in. I was at a mass yesterday. It's nothing we have known in Denmark because we have never had a military system as a military dictator or a military coup. But it's very important to recognize that there's a different situation and support the situation in Portugal or the situation in Spain, etc.
Well, this is the aim of our questionnaire.
Yeah.
So, please identify you and your organization and country.
Yeah, I'm Finn Bengtsen. I'm from CS. CS from Denmark. We have a private and a sergeant as a group.
Okay.
NCOs.
What is the type of your organization? Is it an association or a trade union?
We are a trade union.
Okay. Does your organization have right to social dialogue and collective bargaining capacity with bonds?
Yes. Full rights. As
Okay.
all
Do you have legal representation of your members?
is.
Do you have right to demonstrate and or strike?
We don't have right to strike. That's prohibited in the law. We can't strike. But we can, when we are in a central organization, so we can send other groups to strike.
Okay.
And we do that.
Your organization dialogue happens with whom?
We have dialogue with two, the Minister of Defense and the Minister of Treasury.
Okay. And in a scheduled way, or by your call, or by their call?
In a scheduled way.
Yeah.
Yesterday, my chairman, has a meeting with the Chief of Defense, and he had it at least every second month,
Okay.
at least.
So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please identify you and your organization and country.
My name is Dr. Marta Hajduk. I'm the vice president of the Hungarian. Now we have new name, so yeah, I have to catch up with it. We are the soldier interest representative organization in Hungary. So it is our new name. Now we unfortunately do not have any trade union rights. We have to transform into a normal association, but our goal is to continue the work.
As you want to become again a trade union?
Yeah, absolutely, but at the moment we cannot see really the possibility to do it in the near future. But maybe if there will be a possibility to retransform or something like that, we will try to do it.
Okay.
But do our best.
But your organization has the right to social dialogue and collective bargaining capacity
No.
with bonds? No?
Unfortunately, we don't have any possibility or rights to the social dialogue. Maybe a little bit we have with the MOD. In the frame of the Minister of Defense, we have some rights to discuss, to negotiate with the basic rights, basic things about the soldiers. But all in all, we don't have any social dialogue possibility, and no bargaining.
Okay. And legal representation of your members. Can you do it? Can your association do it? In court? for
Yeah, absolutely. We have a kind of a service like this. So, and now the situation, we will try to focus on the personal legal representation of our members. We will need to focus on it because collective protection is now it's bit difficult, or will be difficult, much more difficult than it was. So now we try to focus on the personal interests and personal right protection in this case.
Do you have the right to demonstrate and the right to strike?
We don't have the right to strike. We had rights to demonstrate, but we never had to demonstrate in the last 10 years, fortunately.
Your organization dialogue happens with whom?
We usually have a dialogue, as I mentioned, with the MOD, so the Minister of Defense. Usually the minister and secretary state level. We try to deal the challenges at that forum. We have a forum, a special forum. It was enshrined in a regulation. And it will be enshrined in regulation till the 1st of July. But as I mentioned in the General Assembly, there will be a new regulation, and we don't know how it goes. We had the drafts of the new regulation, and there was a possibility to continue this kind of forum where we can discuss the soldiers' rights, soldiers' challenges, problems, but we cannot see the really new one. So we are not sure.
You don't know how it will be. If it will be in a regular basis
It's
or
on
on his call or your call. You don't know.
Absolutely. We don't know the details, unfortunately, now.
Okay. Thank you. Please identify you and your organization country.
My name is Stefan Morin. I'm the president of the Swedish Association of Military Officers.
Okay. Is this an association or a union, a trade union?
This is a trade union.
Okay. Does your organization have the right to social dialogue and collective bargaining capacity with bonds?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Do you have the capacity to legally represent your members?
Yes, we do.
Do you have the right to demonstrate and or strike?
Yes, we do have the right to strike, but we have to do it responsibly, we can say.
Yeah, okay. Your organization dialogue happens with whom?
We speak with the armed forces. The supreme commander of the armed forces is our counterpart, and also within the government.
Okay. In a scheduled way or by call?
Both by schedule and by call when we need it.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Qual é o tipo de organização que representa? Uma associação ou um sindicato?
A Associação Nacional de Sargentos é uma associação de caráter socioprofissional, mas não tem caráter sindical. É exclusivamente associação socioprofissional, de acordo com a Lei Orgânica 3 de 2001. O objetivo será um dia podermos chegar a esse estatuto.
Muito bem. E a Associação Nacional de Sargentos tem direito ao diálogo social e negociação coletiva com vínculos?
Obviamente que não. Essas são características inerentes às organizações sindicais, que a Associação Nacional de Sargentos ainda não é. Um dia poderá vir a ser. Contudo, ao abrigo da Lei Orgânica nº 3 de 2001, as associações legalmente constituídas gozam de alguns direitos, entre os quais participar em grupos de trabalho, comissões de estudo, etc., e ser ouvidas sobre as questões sociais e remuneratórias. Infelizmente, nem sempre assim acontece, ou seja, o direito das associações legalmente constituído e previsto na lei nem sempre é respeitado, quer pelo poder político, quer pelas chefias militares.
E tem direito à representação local dos seus associados?
Não. A única coisa que conseguimos para os nossos associados, através de protocolos com gabinetes de advogados, é o apoio a uma primeira consulta suportada pela associação e, a partir daí, é uma relação advogado-cliente. Gostaríamos de poder ter a representação jurídica dos nossos camaradas, como as entidades sindicais fazem com os seus associados.
Tem direito à manifestação e ou à greve?
A greve nem se coloca, e mesmo em discussões internas é uma questão que existem muitas interpretações sobre isso e não é uma questão que esteja sobre a mesa para nós, não é sequer discutível. Relativamente à manifestação, efetivamente, de acordo com a lei, temos direito à manifestação dentro de determinadas condicionantes. Contrariamente ao que alguns chefes militares erradamente vêm dizendo, os militares portugueses têm direito à reunião, à livre expressão, à manifestação, à petição coletiva, etc., com as condicionantes próprias previstas na lei e na Constituição, ou seja, não podendo fazê-lo uniformizados ou ostentando símbolos das Forças Armadas. São as restrições impostas pela Constituição e pela lei. E aqui gostaria de dizer que restrições não são proibições. Há alguns chefes militares que tentam amedrontar os seus comandados com a distorção deste conceito. Sim, temos direito à manifestação com as restrições próprias.
Quando dialogam com algumas entidades, que entidades são essas quando acontecem esses diálogos que eventualmente ocorrem?
Naturalmente temos diálogos com as entidades com quem diretamente nos deveríamos relacionar mais normalmente. Desde a Presidência da República, enquanto Comandante Supremo das Forças Armadas, com o Ministério da Defesa, com a Comissão de Defesa Nacional da Assembleia, com os grupos parlamentares, com as FIAs militares, mas também com entidades sindicais e organizações de trabalhadores dentro e fora da nossa esfera de funcionamento. Obviamente que nem sempre essas reuniões são com a periodicidade e com a oportunidade que nós gostaríamos. Por vezes acontecem, aliás, na maioria dos casos acontecem por solicitação da associação, pontualmente acontecem também por convite dessas outras entidades. Relativamente aos chefes militares, é essencialmente por solicitação da associação. Não tenho memória de termos sido convidados para reuniões com iniciativa dos chefes militares. Pontualmente. E relativamente ao poder político, embora pontualmente sejamos chamados ou convidados, a maior parte das vezes somos nós que solicitamos essas reuniões.
Não há periodicidade nenhuma definida, então?
Não. São reuniões que acontecem de acordo com o evoluir das situações, o aparecer de determinadas matérias que careçam de alguma discussão, mas infelizmente não há periodicidade e, por outro lado, não há muitas vezes vontade de nos receber, sobretudo quando as questões são mais polémicas ou quando as questões obrigam a uma discussão mais aprofundada.
Bem, muito obrigado.